Meanwhile, on Sunday, a direct flight from China landed in Indonesia's resort island of Bali for the first time in nearly 3 years after the route was suspended previously due to the pandemic. The return of Chinese tourists is a welcome sight for the Indonesian government and its tourism industry, as Chinese tourists contribute greatly to Indonesian tourism, contributing over 2 million visits every year prior to the pandemic. At a time when many countries are limiting access for Chinese visitors, Indonesia, on the other hand, is welcoming them with open arms. On Sunday, at least 210 passengers flying from Shenzhen, China, landed in Bali, the first such direct flight from China after 3 years, following a suspension due to the pandemic. A stark contrast to countries like the US, UK, Japan, and Italy, which are imposing stricter COVID regulations for travelers from China amid concerns following the country's recent reopening. Bali's Ngurah Rai International Airport instead welcomed Chinese visitors with a traditional Balinese dance.
I stay 1 week here, so I'm very happy. This is the first time come here.
我觉得中国人非常欢迎政府开放这个出境旅游，我们会很开心地走到世界每一个角落。
The arrival of Chinese tourists was also welcomed by tourism businesses in Bali, some of whom expressed relief, confident that the return of Chinese tourists will help recover the tourism industry in Bali after the challenges of the pandemic.
Sangat semangat lah, karena kita sudah tunggu 2-3 tahun sekarang buka. Kebetulan di Chinese New Year lagi. Bagi kita adalah waktu yang tepat.
Tepat itu maksudnya apa?
Karena tahun 2023 kebetulan hari ini adalah tahun baru China, Chinese New Year. Jadi saya rasa pasti tepat. Karena tahun baru kita dapat grup lagi, charter pesawat lagi, langsung lagi dari China ke sini. Jujur aja, seperti saya sudah turun 10 kilo. Jadi dari badan saya sudah tahu kita seperti apa. Tapi saya yakin sekarang pasti bangkit.
Chinese tourists are an important part of Indonesia's tourism industry. Before the pandemic, more than 2 million tourists from China visited Indonesia each year. That figure slumped following the pandemic. Last year, from January to October, Indonesia only recorded around 94,900 visits from China. But in 2023, Indonesia is targeting to attract 255,000 tourists from China. Indonesia's government is exploring ways to attract more Chinese tourists, including the possibility of direct flights from 3 main cities in China, such as Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou. The return of Chinese tourists is expected to support the overall target of foreign tourist arrivals this year, in which Indonesia is aiming to attract 3.5 to 7.4 million foreign visits.